Science fiction with a dystopian future setting that's a combination of low-life and high-tech, with cutting-edge scientific and technological advancements like artificial intelligence and cybernetics, set against societal decay or dystopia. Players in CyberPunk 2077 have access to a sizable city to explore, a variety of missions to complete, and a complex plot with many insane turns. On your quest, there's an absurd lot to keep you occupied, but just below the surface is much more enjoyment. Here are the top 10 CyberPunk 2077 Easter eggs you can locate. Here are the top 10 CyberPunk 2077 Easter eggs you can locate. There are further surprises you might encounter, so keep watching to find out. Let's get started. Creator of the Metal Gear series and the most recent video game Death Stranding is Hideo Kojima. In the game's very beginning, Kojima makes a brief appearance. You'll reach a quest called The Heist, where you infiltrate a hotel as you progress through the main tale. You'll be offered the option to "Gonna have a look around" or "Room, let's go," after speaking with the receptionist before boarding the elevator. In order to locate Kojima, you must select "Gonna have a look around." Then, simply enter the dining room, scan the tables, and you'll eventually discover him conversing with other patrons. Nobody's surprised to learn that Keanu Reeves, who portrays Johnny Silverhand in CyberPunk 2077, isn't the only well-known person hanging out in Night City. The Metal Gear series was established by Kojima, who also most recently delivered the world the absolutely insane but thrilling game Death Stranding. Hideo is seen hanging out at the hotel bar in Konpeki Plaza, suggesting that he took a break from making games to spend some time in Night City. Another Easter egg relating to Hideo Kojima, although this one is for Death Stranding. If you continue the River Ward saga, the first objective is "I battled the law," and the second is "The Hunt." Simply break into a police lab, enter through a window, and you'll soon be close to your destination. Simply approach the first door on your right, and once inside, you'll recognize a Death Stranding item. The Bridge Baby, also known as BB, is from Death Stranding. In the video game Portal, GLaDOS is an artificial intelligence. If you want to discover her, just keep playing the main game. At some point in Act 2, you'll start a side task that requires you to track down a number of renegade AI taxicabs. Drive close to the taxi to hear GLaDOS speaking when you start scanning and listening. This Easter egg can be found in Coast View and Pacifica. American television program The Office. If you go back to the afterlife in Act 2, you can locate this Easter egg there. If you meet Dennis, just talk to him, and he'll give you a side job called Big in Japan. You simply need to deliver a Japanese man across town while avoiding gangsters' attention. The actual Easter egg will appear when you speak to Dennis and the other guy he's with after finishing the job. Finishing the job will reward you with a Japanese sword called Scalpel. Once you've asked Dennis, the man must be accompanied across gang area without being hurt. He turned out to be a doctor who operated on the Tiger Claw gang leader, who passed away on the operating table. Clearly displeased, the Tiger Claw gang attempted to have the surgeon killed. While few players might have anticipated a homage to office comedies in the game, it's difficult not to view their inclusion as a plus. Half-Life is another game that appears in CyberPunk 2077. This Easter egg may be found in The Pickup, one of the game's opening missions, where a note labeled "No Life 3 Review" can be found. The first sentence you read will state, "After 50 long years, the wait is finally over." And while we're all aware that Half-Life Alyx has been released, we haven't heard anything about Half-Life 3, and it seems like a very long time before we get to see Half-Life 3. Additionally, there are numerous references to Half-Life 3 throughout the entire message. Sylvester Stallone played John Spartan in the 1993 action film Demolition Man, in which he was sentenced to cryogenic freeze. He was having trouble using the restroom when he was revived in the year 2032. To discover this in the game, simply visit V's house, use the restroom, and check inside to find 3 black seashells. How does it work? Nobody's aware. Unbelievably, CyberPunk 2077 contains more Easter eggs relating to shells than just the Ghost in the Shell illusion. Sly Stallone and Wesley Snipes' 1993 science fiction movie Demolition Man is being honored by CD Projekt Red. Sadly, the movie never explains in detail how those shells are employed, leaving viewers to wonder for years just how it works. The bathroom in the apartment of the main character has 3 seashells next to the toilet, so the developers of CyberPunk 2077 are obviously still thinking about that. A character in a cyberpunk novel named Judy makes references to both Red Hot Chili Peppers and Radiohead. Both of the Easter eggs are lyrics that are permanently inked on Judy's arms. The Red Hot Chili Peppers one is on her right forearm, and you can easily discover the other when Judy is driving around on a mission, since the lyrics are printed on her left hand. Another Easter egg may be found on Judy. If you try to call, you'll see an icon with a ghost animation and a shell in the top left corner. It alludes to the manga and anime series Ghost in the Shell. When you first observe cyberpunk, particularly the nightlife, you may assume that you've already seen this atmosphere and all the neon lights in a film. It's from Blade Runner. You're right. Like the best example of cyberpunk is in the film Blade Runner. If you visit Pacifica, you'll notice a vacant hotel with the name Batty's Hotel written all over the outside. You'll also note the origami bird on the hotel's name, which is a nod to the movie's reoccurring theme of origami creatures, which is the figure Roy Batty, the villain. Naturally, we could anticipate Witcher Easter eggs in the game from the same studio that created and distributed Cyberpunk. One of CD Projekt Red's most cherished and impactful titles is The Witcher 3. One of the main characters from Witcher 3, named Ciri, can be found on a vintage magazine when you enter Corpo Life Path. The second is in an arcade game called Roach Race, which you can find if you browse the arcade machines. The name of Geralt's horse is Roach. The last one is that a dead man with the letter can be found if you go to the bridge around Pacifica and Haywood. If you read the message, it's about a man searching for stashes and caches, and he also complains that the game is cruel and ridiculous and mentions the smuggler's caches in the note. Even though CD Projekt Red is now receiving a lot of attention for Cyberpunk 2077, they first attracted a huge following for their work on the Witcher video game series. The photo mode in this game, where you can strike postures that'll serve as a lot of references for various things, takes the top rank. The Drake approve and disapprove meme, a Sailor Moon pose, one of the most recognizable poses from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the Joker stare meme poses, a victory pose from Dark Souls, and probably the most well-known of these is the breathtaking pose from one of the conferences of the video game, where Keanu Reeves said it is just one of the best examples that you can find. With this, we end today's video while hoping that this video engaged you. Before you leave, comment to tell us while subscribing to our channel, and roll the key to hit the bell icon to get notified from us for upcoming videos. See you all next time. Adios.